The NBA's Western Conference is, let's be honest, a total mess right now. And if you want a perfect snapshot of that chaos, you gotta look at a recent debate on Inside the NBA. Believe me, it all kicked off with a truly bizarre analogy from Shaq.
I mean, seriously? Have you ever heard that before? Describing a team's defense by talking about a lack of flies at a picnic? It is absolutely ridiculous, but also kind of brilliant. It's just pure Shaq. And it kicked off this whole fascinating debate about what it really takes to win.
So what's he really talking about here? Well, he's saying some teams, they just don't have those annoying, pesky defenders who get in your face and make your life miserable. The ones who make you uncomfortable. Without those flies, you can just get comfortable, run your offense, and, like he said, eat in peace. And the team he was pointing the finger at? Yep, the Los Angeles Lakers.
And that whole flies at the picnic thing? It led the crew right to the heart of the Lakers' biggest problem. See, they basically have a split personality. On offense, they're one team, but on defense, they're something else entirely. And just look at this gap, right? An offense ranked number 8 in the league? Yeah, that can absolutely win you a championship. But a defense all the way down at 23? Oof. That's a one-way ticket to an early exit from the playoffs. This isn't just some small little weakness we're talking about. It's a huge fundamental problem that forces their offense to be perfect every single night. And Kenny the Jet Smith, he just hit the nail on the head. This is the only possible outcome. The Lakers, they just can't grind out wins. They're not going to lock a team down. Their only way to win every single time they step on the court is to just try and outscore you. And let me tell you, that is a really dangerous way to live in this league.
Okay, so just when it feels like the whole panel is ready to write the Lakers off, Shaq does what Shaq does best. He just completely flips the entire conversation on its head. His take? Forget all those numbers. The Lakers, they're going to be just fine.
And Shaq's whole argument? It really comes down to this one single number, 23-0. That's the Lakers' record when they have a lead going into the fourth quarter. They are the only undefeated team in the league in that situation. So yeah, for Shaq, maybe their defense is shaky for 3 quarters, but when the game is on the line, they know how to close.
See, for Shaq, it's all about the context, right? It's not just about the raw stats. He's looking at the bigger picture. They're playing well right now, heading into the All-Star break. They haven't even been at full strength all year. And look, they're sitting right there, between 3rd and 5th in the West. Plus, get this, they've played the fewest home games in the entire league so far. For a veteran team like them, you put all that together, that sounds like a recipe for a deep playoff run.
So all this debate about the Lakers, are they good, are they bad, it naturally leads to a bigger question. If these established contenders, the old guard, have such obvious weaknesses, well, is there somebody else? Is there a new team ready to come in and just crash the whole party?
And folks, this is where the entire conversation just took a complete 180. It all started pretty normally. You know, the crew was just praising this rising star on the San Antonio Spurs who just had a monster game.
So the Spurs' rising star, Stephon Castle, he goes out and posts this historic stat line, 40 points, 12 boards, 12 assists. A monster triple-double. And the guys are just beside themselves that he wasn't an all-star. And you could just feel that energy, that frustration. And it was that exact moment that prompted Shaq to say something truly wild. Just wow. The desk goes silent. You can practically hear a pin drop on the set. He didn't just say they'd make the playoffs. He didn't just say they'd be a tough out. No. Shaq predicts that the young, up-and-coming San Antonio Spurs will beat the #1 seed, the OKC Thunder, in the Western Conference Finals. I mean, what an absolute bombshell. And you know he was serious because he made Ernie lock it in, put it on the calendar, February 7th. This wasn't just some off-the-cuff hot take. This was Shaq planting his flag for the whole world to see. Okay, so you have to be asking yourself, what is the logic here? How on earth could a young team like the Spurs possibly make that kind of jump? Well, for Shaq, it all boils down to a very specific formula that he thinks is the future of basketball.
All right, here's how Shaq sees it. It's all about matchups and creating impossible problems for a defense. First, you've got the guards, Stephon Castle and De'Aaron Fox. Their speed running the pick and roll, he calls it dangerous. Then, who's setting that screen? It's Victor Wembanyama, the 7'4" unicorn who can roll to the rim, pop out for a 3, he just completely breaks a defense.
And then you flip it around, and on the other end of the floor, Castle is strong enough to switch and guard bigger guys, 2s, 3s, even 4s. He becomes that fly at the picnic we were talking about. It's this killer combo of speed, size, and defensive versatility that Shaq believes no team, not even OKC, can stop over a 7-game series.
So that's where this whole debate leaves us, right? The entire Western Conference feels like it's caught between two different eras. On one hand, you have the old guard, a team like the Lakers, with a proven, if flawed, formula. On the other, you have this potential new guard, built around incredible speed, mind-bending size, and that new age defensive versatility. Who really runs the West? Well, after that conversation on Inside the NBA, the answer feels more up in the air than ever.